everybody, welcome back to Ashire Books. Today is going to be another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Gingerreadslainey and is now moderated by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes. I've been having such a good time doing the Top 5 Wednesdays lately, so I kind of figured I'd just kind of keep up with it until I found a topic either I didn't have anything to say about or just wasn't liking it anymore. So today's topic is series where the second book was the best book in the series. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a really hard one for me because typically I either like the first book best or the last book best. I mean, second book syndrome is a thing, people, and this was a challenge to find 5 books that I thought were the best in the middle, but I think I have found them. So let's get started. So the first one I have is Sweet Peril by Wendy Higgins. This is the second book in the Sweet Evil trilogy. I love this trilogy. It's such a great paranormal romance trilogy, YA. It's so just fast-paced and it's constantly changing, constantly moving, and the romance is just utterly swoon-worthy. But I really think, I was thinking about it and I loved this first one. But I think the second one, a lot more action happens, and the first one was definitely a lot of setup, so I think the second one definitely had more kind of, the characters were going through a lot more than they were in the first one, and then the last one I liked a lot, but I think it dragged a bit, so I think overall, I think the second one was my favorite because you're immersed in the world, but it's not over yet. Like, you're still looking forward to the last one too, so this is my first one. My second choice is It Happened One Autumn, which is book 2 of the Wallflower series by Lisa Kleypas. You guys, if you've watched any of my previous videos, know I love the Wallflower series, and these are companion books, so technically it's not a series, but I read a lot of romance and things like that that don't have a series, so I kind of had to cheat a little bit. So this one's tied with the third book in this series, Devil in Winter, for my favorite of the Wallflower series. I love this one. It's about Lillian Bowman, who's the American, feisty, doesn't want to get married, doesn't really care, and then she is kind of thrust into this kind of situation with an English lord, and I just love it. This is such a good book if you guys haven't read it. Also, side note, if you don't know if you'll like the Wallflower series, I would say you could probably be okay reading this one or Devil in Winter, which are my 2 favorites, which are the middle books, rather than reading from the beginning. I started in the middle and I was okay. I'm obviously kind of spoil some of the relationships from the first one, but it is a romance, so you kind of know that anyways. So this one, I think it's the middle books in this series were my favorite. So the next one I picked was Onyx, which is in this huge bind-up thing, but it's the second book in the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is one of my all-time favorite series ever. I mean, it's corny, it's kind of, in some parts, a little cringe-worthy, but I don't care. I love this series. I will always love it. No one will change my mind. But I really just love the second book. This was hard to pick. I don't know for sure that the second book's the second 2 are my favorite, again, in the middle, because the first one, again, was a lot of setup, and then the last one wasn't my favorite in this series. So I think Onyx probably was my favorite. It's when there's a lot of things coming up, a lot of things happening, you kind of delve deeper into all of the secrets and lies and things like that going on. So I always tell people, if they just read the first one, like, keep going. Don't stop at Obsidian, because once you get to like Onyx and the one after that and Opal, they really start to build off of each other. So I'd say the middle of this series is definitely better than the beginning or the end. So this next one is kind of cheating because I technically haven't read the last book in the series. But as of right now, in this moment, Killer Instinct, which is book 2 in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, is my favorite in this series. Don't get me wrong, I loved all of them. I'm probably going to be doing a series review on this series soon once I finish the last book, because I'm just obsessed. I love them so much. But anyways, book 2, Killer Instinct, I just really loved the storyline of this one. I thought it was the creepiest, kind of. It just really got to me, and it was, I don't want to spoil it, but it's definitely, the storyline in this one is very closely tied to one of the other characters, as a lot of them are. but I just felt this one emotionally got to me more than the other two so far. I definitely love the first one, and I just finished the third one. It's still good, and maybe the fourth one will outdo this one. That's why it's kind of cheating, because I haven't quite finished that one yet, but as of right now, number 2 is my fave. And the last one is the Gabriel's Inferno series. This one is the first one, but I don't have the second one in physical copy, so I kind of figured I'd just hold this one up, but it's Gabriel's Rapture is the second one. So this is, yeah, Rapture. This is a romance series by Sylvain Reynard, I think is how you say it. It's such a good series, you guys. This one is one I don't feel like enough people talk about. This series is about a girl who is in college and she meets a guy. Well, it flashes back when she's a teenager, and she meets this older guy who's not that old. I think he's like in his early 20s. And they kind of have this like fleeting moment of romance. And then it flashes forward to her when she's in college. I think she's getting her master's, and the guy is her professor. And there's so much more to that. There's so much backstory and history, and the professor is the main character is the professor of like all things Dante and Dante's Inferno. So there's a lot of things that take place in like Italy, and the series is great, and there's 3 books in the series. This is the first one. I definitely liked the first one, but I would say the second one kind of, I don't know, for the first one a little bit dragged for me, and then the last one was just like I didn't want to let it go, so I didn't want to let the characters go. And there's also a big loophole in the last one that I wasn't, or like a big plot kind of storyline I wasn't the biggest fan of in the last one. But the second one in the series, Gabriel's Rapture, I just thought it was such a great continuation. The characters really grew a lot, and I just really loved it. Okay guys, so that is my top 5 choices of best series where the second book is the best. Let me know what your favorite are, that the middle book or the second book is the best. I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe or give me a thumbs up if you would like to, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!